Hello students, I, Mr. Vishal Shaha, Assistant Professor, Christian Institute of Pharmacy, Karad, once again welcome you all to this session of the pharmaceutical analysis. In this video, we are going to start with our new chapter, that is the acid-base titration. Here we will cover introductory part related to the acid-base titration. Then we will cover the various theories related to the acid-base titration in next videos. So if you have not watched my previous videos related to the pharmaceutical analysis, you can watch it also. And if you like the content of this my YouTube channel, please like my videos, share with your friends and subscribe to my YouTube channel to get the more videos related to the pharmaceutical analysis. So let's start our today's session. Now before starting this session, just we will see what are the learning outcomes of this session. Means after this session what you should understand. So after this session, students will be able to study the various acid-base theories and to study the strengths of the acid and the base. So let's start. So what is the meaning of acid-base titration? So in acid-base titration, acid means acidic compounds and different bases react with each other in a process which is known as the neutralization reaction to form the salt and water. So this is very important. So as we know, titration means what? Here we are going to react the two species with each other. Now if this titration is between acidic substance and a basic substance where both acid as well as base react with each other, then due to the reaction between acid and base, there is a formation of the salt and water takes place. And these types of the reactions are known as the neutralization reaction. That's why sometimes these acid-base titrations are also referred as neutralization titration, because neutralization reaction is involved. So what is the type of the reaction that is involved in the acid-base titration? It's a neutralization reaction. And every neutralization reaction leads into the formation of the salt. Sometimes water may be produced, sometimes it may not be produced. So this is nothing but the acid-base titration. Now this titration is generally used to find out the amount of either acidic or basic substance through the different acid-base reactions in presence of either the acid-base indicators or the pH indicators. Both are same. So these types of titration are useful to find out the concentration of the either acidic substance or the basic substance. So what is the meaning of indicators? Usually you know that during the titration we are going to use the different indicators. What is the role of these indicators? So because when whatever the two species, that either acidic or basic, if we are reacting it, then sometimes or most of the times they are colorless in nature. We don't know whether the reaction between this acid base is complete or not. So for that purpose we add certain auxiliary substances, and these substances will show a color change when the reaction between the acid and base is complete. So these substances are known as the acid-base indicators or pH indicators. Now why pH indicators? Because they work on the basis of the pH. So if pH is acidic, they will show different color. If basic, they will show different color. And by this we can understand whether the reaction is complete or not. Then in neutralization titration, the analyte, which is known as the titer, which is having the unknown molarity, or we don't know the concentration of this titrate, which is also known as the titer, which reacts with the reagent, which is known as the titrant. Titrant is substance which is having a known molarity. So we know the concentration of titrant, but we don't know the concentration of the titrate. So in neutralization or in any reaction, the titrate, which is known as the having the unknown concentration, and titrant is nothing but the having the known concentration. Now, what is the meaning of base? Base is a substance whose solution turns red litmus paper blue, and acid is nothing but the substance whose solution turns the blue litmus paper red. Now, the bases, they may have a different, or they have a bitter taste. Their solutions feel slippery like a soapy water. So if you add NaOH into the water, and if you touch that particular solution is having a slippery feel, which is like a soap solution. On the other side, the most of the acids like vinegar, which is consisting of 5 to 20% of acetic acid, lemon juice, which is consisting of a citric acid. So these are the few examples. The acids react with most of the metals to form the hydrogen gas. Also, they react with the baking soda to form the carbon dioxide. All acidic solutions conduct a good electricity because acid forms the different ions when they dissolve in the water. Bases are also capable of forming or conducting the electricity because they are also capable of forming the ions when they are dissolved in the water. Now, few examples of acid, as you know: hydrochloric acid, which is known as the HCl, sulfuric acid like H2SO4, and the nitric acid, which is known as the HNO3. So all these acids are known as the mineral acids. Then few examples of the base like NaOH. All the solutions, as I said, they are the good conductors of the electricity. Then examples of the base includes sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. These are the common examples. Except these examples, other different substances are also there which behave like a basic. Then next definition that we will study is acidimetry. Now, what is the meaning of acidimetry? It is an acid-base titration method used to determine the concentration of acidic substance by titrating it with the standard base solution. Means here, as we want to determine the concentration of acidic substance, here you can say it is a titrate or a titer whose concentration is not known to us. And here we are going to titrate it with the standard base solution whose concentration is known. So in this case, it is known as the titrant. So when we have to find out the concentration of acidic substance, that type of acid-base titration is known as the acidimetry. And in opposite to that, alkalimetry means what? It is a similarly acid-base titration method, but here instead of determination of a concentration of acid, we are going to determine the concentration of basic substance and titrating it with the standard acid. So here this acid becomes titrant, and this basic substance whose concentration is not known, it becomes titrate. So it depends upon the which reaction we are going to perform, whether the titrate is acid or whether it is a base. Also, few may confuse that always titrant is placed in the burette. This is not the case. Sometimes it is placed in the burette, sometimes it is present in the conical flask also, like primary standards. So what is the meaning of titrant? A titrant is nothing but the substance or a reagent solution whose concentration is known, and that is added in the titration. Okay, so whose concentration is known. So here you can see in this spelling of concentration, it ends with the N, and if you find N in the spelling of the titrate or titrant, there N is present in the titrant, so NN it represents the titrant and the concentration. So if you know the concentration, that is known as the titrant. And what is the meaning of titer, which is also known as the titrate, a substance whose being analyzed and whose concentration is not known. Though generally titrant is taken in the burette, not all the times, but generally it is filled in the burette, while the titrate is generally taken in the conical flask or the reaction flask, but not always. So these two important terms are there, titrant and titer, which are useful in the acid-base titration during practicals also. Titrant is nothing but the substance whose concentration is known, and titrate means the substance whose concentration is unknown. Now, what is the meaning of titration? The process, operation or method that is used for finding out the concentration of the unknown substance in a solution by adding a standard reagent whose concentration is known until the reaction is complete. So this whole process is known as the titration, where we will be mixing the two substances. Out of that, one will be in the solution form, both may be in the solution form, but one will be having a known concentration and other one is having the unknown concentration. This process is continued until the reaction between both the species is complete, and that we are identifying it with the help of the auxiliary substance, which is known as the indicator. So this is about the titration. Usually the completion of the reaction is observed by the color change or by the electric measurement, and then we are going to calculate the unknown concentration. Color change is generally we are going to use the indicators, and certain techniques are there, instrumental techniques are there, by which also we can identify the reaction is complete or not. That is known as the by electric measurement, that is potentiometry, conductometry. They can also be used to find out the end point. Now what is the meaning of end point? It is a point where the titration ends in the practice and the point when the indicator color changes, usually at the end of the titration. Usually we are going to observe the end at the end point. There is a color change is observed, and by observing this color change we can get the information that our reaction between our titrate and titrant is complete. That's why endpoint is used to check or to know the completion of reaction between the two species. Now we will study few other definitions also, that is the equivalence point. Now there is a difference between the end point and the equivalence point. Equivalence point means the point when the number of equivalents mixed together is same of the acid as well as the base. Actually this is nothing but the theoretical end point. So in end point, here what we have said, that it is a point when the titration ends in practice, and equivalent points means the titration ends or the reaction is complete theoretically. So at the equivalence point we will be having the same moles of the acid as well as the base in our conical flask. And when we add the extra amount of the titrant, then either acid or base is more in our conical flask, and that is detected by our indicator. So there is a difference between the end point and the equivalence point. So that's why it is also said that equivalence point is nothing but the theoretical end point. Then next definition is neutralization. Neutralization is nothing but the chemical reaction where an acid is reacted with the equivalent amount of the base, which leads into the formation of the salt and water. Already we have seen this particular definition. Then the titration curve. Titration curve is nothing but the plot of the pH of the solution as a function of the volume of titrant added. As soon as we start to add the different volumes of the titrant, we can place it on the x-axis, and we can place the whatever the changes in the pH that we will study in the different neutralization curve. And the last definition is indicators. We are familiar with this definition, where an indicator is nothing but the auxiliary substance which is added in the titration to know the changes in the color. So these are the various definitions that are associated with the acid-base titrations. So here we have covered with the introductory part. In next video we will start with the different theories of acids and base. So here we have completed this session. So thank you. If you have any queries related to the pharmaceutical analysis, you can contact me on my mail ID. And if you like the content of this my channel, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.